Now you also compete in boxing championships, so tell us how that type of competing helps you overcome that adversity.
I started competing when I was actually in college, which is, most people think you start when you're a teenager or something like that. I actually wrestled when I was a teenager, so that got me kind of in the mental zone I needed to be in to compete as an individual rather than on a team. But boxing, it's a very scary sport. I was very scared to fight before I did, and it's not easy. And you never really believe you're going to do it until you're getting your hands wrapped before the fight. You could be training for like months, and it's kind of this thing in your head, like almost someone else is doing it, not me, but you're training for it, at least at first. And it just prepares you, I think, for a lot of things in life. I think more than anything, it kind of reveals your personality to you in this way that you wouldn't really understand if you didn't challenge yourself. I feel like, you can't really get to know yourself unless something happens that really challenges you. So a lot of people, don't have something that's really challenging happen to them. Some people do, but a lot of people don't. So taking up a sport like boxing, where it's actually, I'm not going to say the most dangerous thing, but it hurts a lot to get beat up. And it's extremely mentally taxing to train for. It's just, you have to really be focused 100% and you have to sacrifice so much. So it shows you what you're capable of in a lot of ways. So, later on in life, you think back to, well, you had this like attitude as a kid where you could do anything, you kept trying no matter how many times you failed. It's like, you remember that, sometimes you get down, especially, the world's a frustrating place. Then you always think back to, I do. I'll be like, okay, like that was something that I did that I didn't even think I could do, until I did it. So, I knew I could do it, but it was very deep down. So I think that boxing or competing in a sport like boxing really prepares you for life, because it will show you what you're capable of. And people are more capable of so much more than they realize.
And so you think that really has helped you with some of the success that you've achieved?
It helps me so much, and with just even little things, just little things. And it's like, I always want, like whenever I'm having a hard time in life, I'm like, let me just box again so I can remember, but it's harder as you get older. Yeah. But it's not, that's not an excuse or anything, but I'm saying it's like you don't remember how great like you could actually be if you put your mind to it, unless you actually put your mind to it, So sometimes it's like I'll resort back to wanting to fight again. And I have gone back and done that, as I've gotten older, like just to remember how it felt, It's a very inspiring feel. Even when you lose, I think it is too. At the time it isn't, but I think looking back to the times that you lost, it's like just as revealing and rewarding as when you won, just in a different way.
Mm-hmm. Because you've learned a lot from it, right?
Yeah. You learn so much from losses. And at the time, nobody will understand. Like, it's just very heartbreaking when you lose, especially if you really trained or if something unfair happened. Because, like boxing and a lot of sports, there's like robberies, they call them, where you really won the fight and the judges, for whatever reason, gave it to the other person. And that is like the worst feeling. And you can't fathom in your head why this would happen. Or something will happen, like you'll make this mistake and you're like, how could I have done that? And it's like you just don't understand why. And I've stayed up actually like 3 nights in a row without sleeping. Like your adrenaline's so high and you're so like distraught. I just stayed up straight through 3 nights because I was so distraught when I lost this one fight. And then after that, I never made that mistake again, ever. And I try to like remember that, like you can't bring emotion into something that, into professional life or your professional life, or into anything that you want to excel at. When you start bringing emotion into it, you'll just become so cloudy, and it's just not a good thing. Yeah.